Okay, we are doing impromptu live stream. Impromptu live stream. So we're supposed to go on to. I'm trying to schedule an interview here with Michael Deacon, and he's got a pretty sweet. He's got a pretty sweet like. It's kind of like a. It appears to be like a conspiracy-oriented radio show, you know, and I dig it. I'm into it. So he asked me to do a he asked me to do an episode with him. What's up, Abdullah? Abdullah, somebody said that you're a spook. You know that? Well, I know you know it. I saw it in I saw your. That was totally fucked up, dude. You should have said that in the Discord. That's fucked up. What is up? We're all feds here. Everybody's a fed. What is up, y'all? SLR 106. I fucking love when I had to sell it. I had it for a long time. I had a 106 FR and then a 107 FR, and they were fucking visceral. How's everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing? Yeah, so you want me to fight you? Okay. Well, you know, we're on like a phone, so it's gonna be. Are you here? Are you in Saline County? You come to Saline County, we can talk about. Smooth butter. Hell yeah! You know what's a really good one from Arsenal is the what the hell is it? The like the milled receiver. Not a Sam 7. Not a Sam 7. What the hell is it? They had a limited 101. The 101s with the single hook triggers. Best AK trigger I've ever fired. Period. SLR 101, whatever that series is, the milled AKs that they brought in the early 2000s. Fucking single hook trigger is it's amazing. It's like the, you guys know the Daisy BB guns with the fucking lever action when you were a kid, and how the like trigger would be like all like smooth and shit, and you like press it and it's like that, but there's no fucking tension on it, so you're just like, I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, they're fucking great, right? Somebody's getting some birds. You guys getting birds? No, it's so much more than the ALG trigger. It's way better than the ALG trigger. It's amazing. Oh, okay. Are you gonna kidnap swans? Is that what you're saying? All right. So the fucking I know I'm not set up. I wasn't even gonna do a stream. I was supposed to be doing Michael Deacon. Michael, if you're watching this, just send me an email, man. I was looking for you on Skype. I didn't see you, so I don't know if he either like maybe he like listened to some of these and he was like, oh, what the fuck am I getting into? Like, I'm not gonna interview this guy. or he's in a terrible accident right now. Michael, if you can hear me, you know, if you can lift up your phone, you could either call the police or you could text me and we could Skype right now. You know, I mean, it's your choice, right? It's an important decision. All right. Now, so the Michael Deacon episode is, I guess, delayed. So we'll come back to that. If he wants to still do it, you can reach out to me, do it. He's got my fucking email. The Pacone, we're waiting on Pacone videos. That the guy that recorded those is he's like, you know, processing and he's gonna send them. If you're watching this, no rush, bro. I appreciate your help. You just take your time, whatever you need. The fucking what else? Okay, so I got McAfee. I got Mrs. McAfee is apparently a possibility that they may want to do an interview with McAfee. Possibility. Now they had some guidelines. One of them is like you have to be active for 9 months with like a solid podcast. I don't have that checkbox marked, so we'll see what happens. I let her know. I let her know that like basically like this is a two that we fired this up 2 weeks ago and we're getting like a fucking I don't know what the rate of gain is. It's a lot. We're gaining really quick. Um, yeah, right. Don't be so grim. You gotta be hopeful, right? It's all for glory. So the that's kind of the situation the music is going along. It's if I had to describe the like the current status of it is fucking dope, and it is slow. This isn't like an overnight thing, right? Like you guys got to understand that with music, it's like fucking takes a long time. So I think I will complete the track by this weekend, and then like listen to it through the week to make sure I don't want to tweak anything else before I do a sound lock on it, and then I've got a lot of footage that I can put in there for the video already, like just footage that I've shot in the past that's applicable to it, and then and then and then I'll start on another one. We'll do another one, and I'll probably do like a cover for the second one, like so like a fun cover. I've got like a pair of covers that I want to do that'll be fun. I don't know when. I mean, I'm not going to release this. I'll start like looking around. If anybody knows anybody that works at like a print shop that can print album artwork, that would be awesome if I could get the hookup for like a po' boy to get some album artwork and shit, and then I'll start thinking about that. Or anybody that produces CDs or something like that, because I don't know if like I probably need like a box of them to send out. I don't know how many fucking people are gonna want them, but probably like a couple hundred, I would guess. So I don't really want to put my fucking CD, whatever the fuck you call them, that little CD thingamajiggy in the computer through that many iterations, right? You're gonna have to go online for that. That's a whole. What's a good 3D printer is like. That is a fucking long list of things that people think. I like the custom ones, honestly. Like I like the open source firmware where you just build it out of 30 mil rails, and then you just connect them with like what was basically the predecessor to MLOC. You connect all your 30 mil rails together, and then you just get this big ass beefy thing. And you can even set. I mean, they have like fucking freeware where it's like fucking multiple nozzles and shit, or at least open source. Code that you can download for your firmware. Well, I mean, it'll be online, right? Like, I just want to, like, here's the deal, right? So for the music, for the album, there's a lot of ways I could do it, right? I could either like, like for Holden AK, I went through, who the fuck did I go through? I went through some distribution website that they did get the song on like everything, but they take such a huge fucking cut, you know what I mean? And so like I didn't want to do that, because if I'm going to be like making a CD and selling it, then I want to take all the funds from that and put them into something really special, like a special project. So I don't want to give them that energy. I want to take all that energy and redirect it into a project, and so like that means that I gotta fucking do it myself, So that's why we're doing CD, and then we can do MP3s and shit. I just don't know how to distribute that. Like I don't have a website, I don't have a server. So like if that's something that somebody could wanted to do, that would be cool. Like I'd be into that. So we could get people that are like not fucking with CDs. But the CD is cool because it's physical, right? So like I'll put artwork in there. We'll put like photos and images and like some descriptions of shit, put that in there. We'll put and then what I'll also do is do a signature on each one, so you at least, so like if you buy the CD, you get an autograph, so it's worth something, you know what I mean? Like it's a physical token. And then if you have a CD player, you can if you don't have one, you want one, you can get a CD player if you want to listen to it. But I'm sure the shit will be online. I'll release them in music videos as I am able to make the videos. We'll do music videos, and the idea here is that it'll like roundabout, continue to pump up the message of like, hey, cover your butt on China, cover your butthole when the China war comes, and stop giving your fucking DNA away, you retards. Like that's gonna be like That's like the broad message in the immediacy, and then the longer term message is like, hey, maybe you should stop listening to the people that we're listening to. You know, that's the idea. So we're gonna see what happens. There's in other news we've got yeah, there'll be some old Karna contracts on there, but they'll be completed into songs, so they'll be modified. You've got like obviously, so like I guess the National Security Council is behind the like the cover up narrative of China, with COVID-19. So that's like continuing to be pressed. And see, you have to understand this whole thing is like, it's so weird because it's multifaceted. You can almost consider different, like you have to really understand what's going on. You have to consider all of the domains that are involved in this, snake that's unwinding here in this China situation. So, like everybody that's tied in, lockstep from top down from the executive cabinet is like pushing the narrative to just, it's simply to boost up like anti-China. And I'm sure that the people that are in the executive cabinet view it as like unnecessary, like people that don't know what's going on, that are just working there and are pushing the narrative. They're thinking of it like this is like, pro-US, anti-China, and that's like how we have to make it because it's not our fault, it's their fault. The greater implication is that they don't even know that they're contributing to the buildup to lay the paving stones of what will become the Chinese conflict. That is sure to fucking come, right? Sure to fucking come. Of course, I did a live stream earlier today, driving around talking about this India China buildup that's going on the border. That's like a very concentrated buildup, directly related to each other's forces. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going out there to have picnics and stuff. Like they are responding to each other and building up in a concentrated area, and it's enough people. Enough bodies going there where it certainly seems like pretty significant, and the fact that the media isn't covering it makes it even more significant because that's like where the fire will be, right? It's like where nobody's looking, and then they'll show you the smoke after the fire has burnt out. It already started, and once that starts, it's like, obviously like India and the United States aren't in like some kind of like death pact, but just you have to, like, you remember when Trump was getting elected, and there was just, aside from this, but you remember when Trump was getting elected, and there was the whole like Indian support Trump. It's like this. It's just a part of the bigger process, and India will certainly be caught up in any world war that takes off because of their population, and their proximity to Pakistan. Killer ants from space. No, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, so, yeah, and somebody says, Barry says that somebody in the U.S. is pushing money into the Epoch Times anti-China news publication. Yeah, so if you're not aware of this, what's up, Kevin? Thanks for coming. If you're not aware of this, like, most of what people consider, anything that's in a profit model of news media, if it's not like an independent blog or something, like something small time, which is like, going to be completely limited to their access to information or their ability to examine what's going on critically and then come up with useful conclusions, which, the term useful is like, that's subjective to the viewership, right? Like, the viewer doesn't like what the person's saying, and it's like they're not going to do very well. But the indie blogs and shit are pretty much the only thing that like, it's pretty much as soon as you get big in like news media, then you just get swallowed up. So like all of these, I mean everything is like essentially compromised. I mean there is no, at least anything that anybody knows about, any named websites, you know, I mean all of them. I mean it's absurd. It's absurd. So I'm sure that Epoch Times, I mean, and then you have to also understand that even if they're not getting the old, you know, the old fucking $100 bill up the butt, then they're, you know, it's very easy to fall into the China bandwagon because it's already established as being like opposite of the United States. Not even from a political perspective, just from the perspective of people being sick of like having to fucking buy everything from China. Like people in the United States are fucking sick of that shit, but they were sick of it the whole time that it was happening, and it used to not happen. And then the people that, you know, facilitated this process, and the same people that are facilitating the process now of coming to war, the same ones that facilitated the importation and trade agreements that created all these products made in China. You know, it's a completely unnatural process that didn't have to happen, and you know, it's easy for people to get caught up in anti-China bandwagon just because it's like, you know, like nobody wants anything to do with it. But it's more important to see that reality as a you know, as like you should realize that means that we should have never fucking got involved with them in the first place, and we need to fucking stop getting involved with them, and we need to fucking, whatever they manufacture, we need to manufacture it. And we don't need any politicians or like any of the legislature or the executive cabinet attempting to explain to us why we don't need to control our critical assets that we use as people, you know, at least in a set. Like a lot of it's superfluous, right? Like a lot of the things that we consume and use are unnecessary, and they're you know, just like unnecessary consumer goods, and that's true. But in the cases where there are things that we do need, we should be, like anything that we need as critical especially should be entirely manufactured here. I mean there's no excuse for it. Even if you just want to go to the sterile nation state perspective, it's a security risk to have that shit made overseas. You know what I mean? Because if you're doing trade agreements and shit, it's like you're operating on the erroneous assumption that the shit is always going to be available. You know what I mean? Like everything's going to always be the same and everything's awesome. Well, let's flip on the lights. Shit's fucked 2020. So, you know, you should maybe reconsider that notion, right? Yeah, email. So email. Yeah. So email is. Let's do this real quick. I fucked up. I'm like, you know, like wandering around, bouncing off the walls here, doing this shit still. I don't have my shit together. The email is Dooger, DOOGER at Tutanota. That's TUTANOTA.com. Dooger at Tutanota.com. The PO box is DA. That's for Dugan Ashley. PO Box 173, Concordia, Missouri 64020. All right. That's if you want to send some like mail bomb to me, you go ahead and send it to that address, and that'll get to me. What else? I don't know what else. Should we go do a pop real quick? Should we do like a break called a pop? We're taking an intermission. We're going on a trip. Everybody's going for a ride. Here we go. Woo! We're just doing this fun. We're just breaking up the monotony here. This is, you can't, you know, most streams and podcasts, you're not going to get this kind of action going on. You know what I mean? We're going to get good action here. This is good material. I mean, this is like, oh, can we even fit through here? Yeah, we're good. Tacos are thin. It's kind of entertainment quality, but if you're watching Do Fucking Car Show or whatever this channel is called, the Booger Eater, we do that shit for free. We'll see if we get reception down here. I'm going down in the hole. I don't even know how we set this up. I don't even have like multiple cameras or anything. That's fine. All right. Now we can do a little lesson, right? So if you're in Detroit and you're gonna do a drive-by, right, or in Chicago, if you're in East St. Louis and you're doing a drive-by, most retards will they do something like they'll take their rifle, right, and they'll put the magazine up against the fucking. They'll put their fucking magazine up against the fucking door like that, right? You don't want to do that because when you fire, the impulse of your rifle is just going to bounce your weapon against the fucking door. What you need to do is not be a pussy about your paint, and you're just going to stick the fucking magazine outside the door, right? So you're gonna put that motherfucker like that, right? Now when you shoot, it's going to be fucking rock solid, right? That's one-handed, right? Like I only have one hand on here. If you don't know this, I'm shooting a fucking, like I shoot 8-inch steel because 8 inches is the size of a human head. So I don't know if you can see that, but those are 8-inch steel targets, right? That's a human head, and we're at about 100, right? And I'm firing one-handed out of a vehicle. I'm not moving. Maybe we should try moving. Oh, it's a little hard. It's pretty bumpy. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. That's probably asking a little bit too much. Can't even see my target now. Miss. Okay, you don't want to fire while you're moving. I should have already known that. It's pretty intuitive, I think, right there. So that was an engagement on 8-inch headshots, right there. Here we can do it the other way because some people might not understand. But like if I was firing up against the fucking interior of the door, you wouldn't get that kind of performance. So you're pretty much controlling all of your recoil kinetic energy when you put it outside your door. If you didn't know that. That was just a little Dugan tack tip. We just did an impromptu range session with Dugan's drive-by tips. Now, if you were doing that with two hands, you're going to increase your splits probably like ×2, just so you're aware. So if you don't have to do your drive-by while holding a phone, then you should use both hands because you're going to increase your effectiveness. That's probably, you probably could have figured that out on your own. But yeah, that's what I'm here for, is to think for you so that you don't have to. All right, we're getting back into position here. You're watching Dugan's Car Show Pirate Radio. And we're good. Okay. All right, back in business here. Man, it's too light. I don't like all this light on me. It's kind of like, it's almost like when you're making love and you don't want to have the lights on too much. Like that's how I feel right now. It's too bright. It's not intimate enough. Let's park under some trees here. All right. What are we talking about now? Where do we want to go from here? This is we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. This is just kind of a short and sweet thing. I'm gonna work on some other shit. Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, that's the real problem. The reason that you can't now, to be fair, to be honest, the 8-inch now this is my theory. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not my theory. It's just the way that fucking reality works. Like, so if you pull your targets in, especially on steel, like usually when people shoot, like let's say you're shooting a paper target, and then it's common to have like a fucking kill box that's like the size of a CNS. Like that's a common thing. But what happens is when you're firing on paper, you're not going to get like reactive data that's like fucking instant, right? So if you actually cut your steel or whatever, if you're cutting it or if you're ordering it or whatever, if you have cut it to the actual, your like vital zone or your maximum point blank range radius size, like 8-inch, because that's like a human head, right? And 8 inches will also do your like fucking torso kill zone. If you shoot on that and that's like what you're shooting at all the time, then you're gonna just fucking tighten everything up. Like everything's just gonna get tight as fuck. And once you get 8-inch, the next step is to go to 6 and then 4. And then once you get to 4, you're gonna be like making panties wet when they're watching you shoot, because you're gonna like, and when you go to a normal fucking match or range, your shit's gonna be like really tight. And it's the if you're using like big ass targets, and that's like the biggest difference is like once you get into like big targets, they just look like it's like you're shooting at fucking boats or something like that. When you go from an 8-inch steel to a fucking like IPSC target, you're just it's like you're shooting at the side of the fucking Titanic. You know what I mean? The upper, no, this is just a 10-3. This is a 10-3. This is a 10-3. Like a 10-3 with a. This is basically like an RIS ripoff with M-LOK from. This is Midwest makes this. It's just like a cheap handguard. That's a drop in, and this is like fixed front post, 10-3. And those are kind of handy for vehicles, like obviously like a 12.5 has better terminal performance on like targets, but 10.3 is really short. When you really whip it around, whipping and dipping. All right, so what's up, guys? What do we want to? What do we want to? Well, I like 14.5 over 16-inch, and I like. Will it pinch through helmet? I don't understand what that means, but interesting word choice. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we talking about here? Yeah, these aren't, you guys, just to be clear, that was airsoft. Like this entire gun, like this is airsoft. It's got the fucking wheel on the bottom, and you turn it, and then your fucking BBs come up and they feed into your weapon. I don't know if that was clear from the video, but that's the new, like all the compressed CO2 will have expansive gas out of the muzzle, and it's suppressive. Like they're getting them extremely accurate these days. I mean, you should probably invest in one of those Tokyo companies. I would recommend. No, it's not loud. There was actually no loud, it's not loud. It's just that it seems that way because of the limitations of the mic, and the mic is really close. And so, and it's proper. Like if you're doing, milsim, you want to have ear pro on, because that's the way that the pros do it. Like you wouldn't want to, it's not going to be fair if you're milsimming and you're not wearing electronic hearing protection, because then you're going to, I mean, you're not getting like the real experience of like the uncomfortability of having like a cup on each ear, you know, and like hearing like a pair of seashells, hearing the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just gotten, gas blowback technology has increased, you know, at least tenfold. Probably the only benefit to the international Chinese trade that we have set up. You know, it might be worth it to just like not worry about it and just accept what comes, because we can, you know, we're gonna get blowback technology. Okay. No, I didn't hear. Okay, Boogie says, Doug, did you hear about the Army recruitment drive this summer? I would like to know more. What do you got? What do you got there? What do you got there, Boogie? What do you got there on the recruiting program? I'm not familiar with it. I haven't seen anything about it. They're trying. John says they're trying to fill every position. Is that what you're talking about, the recruitment? Yeah, I want. Okay, Akusa Langley want to know, Doug, are you doing the Michael Deacon program? I tried to do it. He didn't answer. I just tried to call him on Skype. That's why I'm doing this live stream. I was going to do Michael Deacon, and then he didn't respond to me. So I don't know. I mean, I thought we were talking today, Sunday, at 8:30 Central Standard, right? So that would be, or I mean 8:30 Eastern time, and that would be 7:30 Central, right? Or am I fucked up on my time zones, or what? What time is 8:30 Eastern? Whoa, this is a lot of data here. Russell says, I went to Supercuts and showed a hairdresser 30 minutes of your China World Government stream to show him the hairstyle I was going for. Oh shit. Classical capitalist? Well, who's that? Who's a classical capitalist? That's the whole thing. That's the whole like the whole confusing thing is that, like, I don't think people, you know, I think they have difficulty defining what capitalism is. Okay, so Abdullah wants me to leave the stream and go do Discord. I can't do it too long because I'm only supposed to be here. What time is it anyway? I guess I could do like a half hour, and that's tops. Okay, we're gonna move over to Discord. We're gonna check it out. And apparently Abdullah's a Fed. Okay, so Abdullah, how does that work with people? Can these guys jump into that Discord thread? Can you put a link up? Or what? Yeah, Discord's, it's a little confusing. It's a little different, right? But it is powerful. We'll probably transition to it once I understand what the fuck is going on. I figure out a way to make other people understand what the fuck is going on. I mean, you have to use the Discord application, I believe. Yeah, Discord's full of fucking Caspers. That's fine. Like, you know, fucking welcome to the fucking funhouse. Casper is a glowing ghost that is translucent. Okay, Abdullah, if you're here, if you could throw up a Discord link or something in the comments so these cats can try to figure it out. Yeah, I apologize if you can't get over there. I don't know. I'm still fucking figuring it out, guys. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I haven't had time to sit. I've been like running around like a decapitated chicken here, trying to push in these streams and shit. Like I'm just doing this in all my spare time. You know what I mean? Terry knew what to do. All right. All right. Thanks for watching. Check out like today's earlier stream if you hadn't seen it, on the Chinese India situation on the Arctic Lake there. All right, and we'll see you soon. Love you.